Welcome back, real nerds. It's time for some real talk. I'm your host here today for Scooter's Take on 16 August 2017. Today's going to be a good day. I hope you guys are having a great Wednesday morning or Wednesday, whatever time it is for you, but depending on the time zone you're in. Hope you're having a great day. I'm having a pretty good day. Started out a little late, but I got everything I need to get done for this episode, so that's always a blessing in disguise. Excuse me. I just tried some new stuff. I don't know if you guys have ever had it. Soylent. It's interesting. I've been wanting to try this for a really long time. And like, no advertisement or anything, but it tastes pretty good. I got the original flavor because the chocolate one was like $5 extra. So I was like, I don't want to spend a bunch of money on something I never tried before. So I got the original flavor and I was like, crap, it's probably gonna taste like booty hole, but this is actually pretty good. Kind of tastes like just think of like bland cereal. So we'll see how it goes. Apparently it's like supposed to be healthier. I need some more nutrients in my life, most likely. So nutrient rich drinks are the future. Yeah. Even if I wanted to like drink that like full time for like food, it would probably cost me more than actual food. And it makes you burpy as hell. But anyways, that's what I was doing this morning. Let me know what you guys are doing this morning. But anyways, this is August 16, 2017. This is Scooter's Take, your daily nerd news, where I bring you all the nerdly things you need to know. And we got some pretty cool things today. It's pretty TV heavy, pretty movie heavy, whatever you want to say. Video games aren't at the top of the video game news list, or the news list in general today. But it's Wednesday. It's Hump Day. Hump Day! So, this is what we get on Hump Day. So first up, Game of Thrones. So another one. I want like a little soundboard thing of like DJ Khaled coming up and just saying another one, which he wouldn't have a British accent or whatever the hell that was. But another Game of Thrones episode has been leaked online. Excuse me. Apparently, on HBO Spain they streamed the episode, or they had the episode up for stream for about an hour or so. And, you know, the internet being the internet, it didn't take long for them to be like, oh, we noticed. Thank you for that data. We're going to go ahead and exploit that. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's what happened. So, if you can't wait till Sunday, you know, there's a new episode. Something to do. Something to do for 55 minutes. Or however long the episode is. That is one thing I do like about Game of Thrones. They don't do the whole, like, well, TV shows that are an hour are only like 48 minutes, so we're only going to do 48 minutes of a show. Like Netflix does that shit. Just saying. But no, HBO usually is about an hour. Kind of like our shows. It's like, yeah, our shows aren't a half an hour or an hour. They're more like 55 minutes, 50 minutes, or 25 minutes, you know. It's like, we just like to end naturally. We don't want to put like an exact like minute to it. The only time we kind of like really try to keep up with scheduling is like basically like you don't want to start too late or too late past the point, and then you don't want to get into your other shows by accident. So you gotta watch that. That's about it though. But yeah, if you're an HBO fan, or I'm sorry, Game of Thrones fan, it's on HBO. New episode is leaked online. Go check it out. I'm sure you can find it on pretty much any kind of torrent site. But just a quick little stat for you. This is apparently 1.5 terabytes of stolen data that's been stolen from the breach last month to HBO. There's also a thing that says that HBO is actually so HBO technically released this data when they put it on HBO Spain, but honestly, I wouldn't put it past them that they're doing it on purpose. To be honest, that's just me. Create hype. This has been a pretty hype season so far. I'm only one episode behind, so I've watched episodes 1 through 4. My throat. I think I have allergies. I don't know if I have allergies. Let me get some of this water real quick. This is going to be like the worst video on YouTube later. It seems like for the first 10 minutes, Scott just sits there coughing or clearing his throat. Yeah, whatever. We never claim to be the best. We're just trying to be. Right? Good way of thinking. All right, well, next up. So, This is something that's kind of like, I would say, close to my heart or whatever, but I'm a fan of Internet of Things. So like smart devices like Amazon Alexa or Echoes and the Dot, Google Home, the Hue Philips lights, all those really cool like smart home items. And I do use them. I mean, they're not here yet. They're still getting shipped over here, but my last house, I had them all over the place. And when they get here, I'll be putting them all over the place again. But do you always, or do you ever think like, what happens when this item fails me? Is there, can I be okay without this smart device? Because smart devices, essentially take over a task that you would usually do, whether it be turning the lights on or whatever. So one of the items that I actually have been not trying to buy, but have been contemplating for a very long time to purchase, was a smart lock. Like a door. Like a door handle that has like a lock on it. It's like a smart device. There's a couple different versions of this. They have, I think it's like not Kensington. It doesn't really matter, but there's a bunch of different versions of like automated locks. Excuse me again. Jesus, it's just bad today. But I've always wanted to get one of those for like probably about 2 years now, because it's been about 2 years since I got into like the Internet of Things like scene. I guess started actually buying the products. Now we own like an Amazon Echo, a Dot, and 2 Google Homes. Yeah, it's a lot of internet stuff. But we're talking about what happens when this item stops working. Is it going to be okay? So apparently, a smart lock vendor accidentally bricked its own locks during a firmware update. Now, this article comes from TheVerge.com if you want to go check it out. But this brings up a big point. What do you like? Obviously, a lot of these, especially the door ones, they're gonna have like a backup method to get in your door. Like it's gonna have an actual keyhole. But what happens when you're that person who's gotten so used to using their smart lock, they're just like, oh, I don't need my key on me. It just takes some space, so I'm gonna leave it in my house because it's safe in there, right? It's safe from you and them. Yeah. So, God, this is just gonna be bad. I apologize for this episode. It's gonna be some good news, just a really crappy voice. Maybe I'm getting sick. It could be a possibility. We think Jenny was sick, so I don't know. We couldn't figure out if it was allergies or not. But yeah. So yeah, what do you do when your Internet of Thing device doesn't work anymore because it's bricked? Hopefully you have the key. That's basically all it is. Hopefully you have the things you need to open that door without those codes or without that NFC chip or whatever. So when you're going out to buy these things, just make sure you think about that. Like I'm a huge advocate for buying them and using them. Whatever, they're really fun. They really do take. If you use them correctly, they can really make your life a little bit easier. But just make sure you think about all aspects, especially when those things stop working. Not saying they will though. Next up in nerd news, Apple apparently is investing $1 billion. That is $1 billion in original video content. Now we've kind of already seen part of this with Planet of the Apps, which I kind of want to watch in a way, but I feel like it's just gonna be like a really dumb show. But the thing is, it has some people that I actually like. So like, there's the what's it called? Jessica Alba, I think is her name, right? Yeah, I think that's her name. Jessica Alba's pretty cool. I always get Jessica Biel and Jessica Alba confused. And then the way I remind myself is that Jessica Biel was on Seventh Heaven. I'm pretty sure this isn't her. So, Jessica Alba. And then there's also that like entrepreneur guy who's always talking. You see him on Facebook all the time. And he was on the, I think he was on the Samsung advertisement for a while when the S8 came out. About like, this is the generation or, yeah. It was either that guy or a different guy, but like this, because there are a couple of people that are like that. But I've definitely seen this guy on not Seth Rogen. Jesus. The Rogan podcast. At least once. Really smart dude. Will.i.am is on it. He's whatever. He's cool. I really don't see where. I mean, maybe it's just music portion, but. And I believe it's Gwyneth Paltrow. I don't know why she's on here. That's weird. And then some other guy that I've never seen before. But. Some pretty cool people that I like. I don't know if I want to watch it or not, but it just, I don't know. Like, Carpool Karaoke's coming to, well, not coming to, it's been on Apple Music. I just don't know how I feel about that. It's like, you're making original content, but at the same time, You know, you're not making like. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna leave my opinion for later on this one, just because I don't know too much about it yet. Like I want to be able, I want to see these videos first. So I'm going to, that's my promise to you. I will go check it out and get back to you. Next up, Hunger Games and Twilight are getting their own theme parks. Yes, the vampire phenomenon and the I'm going to kill everybody in this kill everybody in this game to survive movie, is coming to South Korea in the form of a theme park. Or theme parks, I should say. This is kind of mind-boggling. Like, were these two movie series, or even the books, whatever, were they that popular? And then why, were they that popular in South Korea? I mean, that's just from the outside looking in, because I've never, I don't exactly know the statistics between the demographics and yada yada yada, but just looking at it and thinking about it, you're like, holy crap, that's kind of weird. We love movies so much that we make theme parks out of them. There's the Harry Potter one. There's, I think they had a Terminator one at one point. All these big movies, they make theme parks out of because people want to, go experience them in a more, person-to-person kind of thing. They want to be inside of the experience, But Hunger Games and Twilight were never really those kind of movies. I mean, Hunger Games maybe a little bit, but really it's your generic dystopian future, whatever. So it's really not that interesting. And then Twilight, I mean, yeah, I guess you can make a theme park, but it's just going to be a bunch of werewolves and vampires running around trying to eat each other. And then weird love triangles and stories and yeah, I don't know. Maybe South Korea, you let me know. How about that? Now, does it say when this is actually coming out? Let's say 2019. The park is scheduled to open sometime in 2019. So if you're in South Korea in 2019, if you're a Hunger Games Twilight fanatic, I like both those series of movies, but I don't know if I'd pay to go to a theme park for it. That's just me. Some more news on the Apple front. So this has to do with the Apple TV. Walmart's Vudu video streaming service is coming to Apple TV on August 22nd. August 22nd. So I'm a big Apple TV user. Once they get here, I'm going to be so happy. Oh my god. I have two of them. Love those things. But I also have Vudu because I buy movies from Walmart, so I get a lot of my digital copies on Vudu. But Vudu is never compatible with Apple TV, so I'd always have to use Chromecast. So this is a big deal for me. When I go, what does it mean for you and me? Well, for me, it means that I get a lot of my library that I also have physical copies of, but just happen to have digital copies of, can now be watched on my Apple TV without having to use a different device, which is great news for me. For you, that could mean the same thing. So, look out for that on August 22nd. I'm excited. My stuff gets to New Jersey on August 21st, so I probably won't have it for about a week or so after that. So I'll be, it'll already be out by the time I get my Apple TV back. So I'll be using that for sure. I also need to get my mother-in-law and my father-in-law on Apple TV. So my mother-in-law, we let her borrow one of ours because we actually brought it with us, and she's in love with it. It's a match made in heaven. Big news come out, I believe last night or so. It could have been early this morning, but the Walking Dead creator is suing AMC. So this is the creator of The Walking Dead suing the studio and the network that plays Walking Dead. So this isn't the first time they've been sued either, because AMC is it's not AMC's not special or anything, but they instead of using a studio, they have their own studio. So some companies they'll actually go rent out a studio or whatever. But AMC has their own, so they're basically, so what the sue's about is basically the producers and everything, they're getting paid at a rate of which the AMC studios would estimate them paying an outside source, basically, right? So, but apparently they're completely underpaying them to what I guess the standard is for payment when you're a production or when you're a producer or whatever. It's just the money's off compared to other places, I guess. So they're suing for that. And we'll see what happens. But AMC, I'm pretty sure, made a statement basically just saying, you know, all popular TV shows, you know, are the target of lawsuit and blah blah blah, and it's just a money grabbing situation, yada yada. Which they could be correct. I don't know, but you know, when shows become more popular, it usually happens like that because they're like, hey, this show is really popular, but we're still making the same money we made when the show was, you know, had 5 people. I mean, it's the same argument you can make on YouTube. You know, YouTube creators, like, I mean, even like us, you know, one day we hope to see ourselves as a pretty mainstream channel when it comes to YouTube, and not because we, you know, not because necessarily we want to have a bunch of people watch. It's just that we enjoy this. We enjoy giving, you know, our message, I guess, to people about what we love to do, and we, since we genuinely enjoy doing this, you know, we want people to enjoy that with us. You know, I'm all about bringing a community together. I love people. People and me get along very well. I hate people though, but I still love people, so it's okay. I can be contradictory. I can be hypocritical. It's my fucking show, so fuck you. But anyways, yeah. So it's like even like a YouTube person who becomes big. So like PewDiePie. I mean, I don't know. I never was like really into him, so I don't know his like raise to stardom in the YouTube world. But I mean, he still makes the same kind of content for his viewers, and you know, he's true to him. I guess, you know, he's more or less true to himself. Whatever, he doesn't really change too much. But you know, on TV, you don't really see that too much because it's mainstream. You know, that's mainstream media. That they're getting a lot more attention from the country or from the world. So there's that lawsuit. So I don't know if this means that the next season of Walking Dead will be, you know, paused, whatever, until the lawsuit ends. But who knows? Quick news: Division, you know, it's that video game that flopped. I did talk about it a little bit before, but the Division got an update 1.7. It adds global events, new gear, and more. I'm not gonna go really into it because the Division kind of sucked. Ubisoft really dropped the ball in that game, but if you still play, there you go. So real quick on the Game of Thrones, once more, Game of Thrones hits a new ratings record. Keeps setting records. So apparently the episode Eastwatch brought in 10.7 million viewers. 10.7 million viewers. The season 7 premiere was the series' most watched episode, and that was at 10.1 million. HBO, why are you canceling the show? I don't understand it. You created a phenomenon and people still want to watch it. That's a hard thing to do 7 seasons in. I'm just saying. Especially when you're not like The Big Bang Theory. Like, I love The Big Bang Theory, so please don't get me wrong. But, you know, we're on season like 9 or 10 or something like that. And it's, you know, if you actually just took away all like the bull crap from that show and just added and then just showed like the canon storyline of that show to like so you actually knew what was going on, you might have like a season or 2. Just saying. I mean, I love the antics and the bull crap, so don't get rid of it. But I'm just saying, like, Game of Thrones for the most part has complete episodes. You know, there's a handful of them that are pretty much garbage, but for the most part, you're getting you know, strict storyline. They, you know, god damn, people still want to watch it. Keep making it. Don't be dumb. Tell George R. R. Martin to make more books. Whatever. Do what you gotta do to get it done. But anyways, so Planet of the Apes: Last Frontier. This is a game. This is a Planet of the Apes video game. And I don't know why I'm even having to announce this. This is kind of crazy. Why are you making a Planet of the Apes video game? Was the movie that popular? I mean, it's been 3 movies since the new iteration. Have they been that? Because the thing is, I was so unexcited to go see the new War of the Planet for the Planet of the Apes that I actually bought tickets and didn't go. I was like, by the time it was like time to leave, I was like, I don't feel like driving, and the movie doesn't entice me that much. So I just like, screw it. And then I forgot to refund my money, so I was like, crap. But what are you gonna do? But you know, that's how bad it was. I was like, I really don't need to see this movie because I mean, it's not really gonna do much for me. And I haven't really heard great things about it, so I'll probably just wait for it to come out on DVD or Blu-ray, whatever. Maybe even just, I mean, iTunes does those 99-cent rentals all the time. You know, I'm sure at some point it might get up there. So I'll see that sooner or later. But I don't understand the video game. Like it's got to cost a decent amount of money to make these video games, and I'm like, why do you even do it if you know you're not gonna make money off of it? Maybe they do make money. Maybe they're just like, oh, we're only doing this for a couple million or whatever. Like, okay, I get that. I guess it's an easy game to make or something like that. You know, whatever. Next up is gonna be James Bond. So last week, I'm pretty sure I put out that Daniel Craig was rumored to be coming back to play James Bond again. So Daniel Craig has now confirmed this. He is now confirmed returning to the Bond, James Bond role for the Bond films. So he will be returning as 007 in James Bond 25, and that's the next time you're gonna see him. So I'm okay with this. I like Daniel Craig as 007 or James Bond, either way. Yeah, I think he's a good actor. Big Bast 11. I wish I spoke German. I think that's what that is, but I don't, so I'm sorry. But it looks like it says, "What's good, my friend?" So if it says, "What's good, my friend," I'm gonna say, "I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?" All right. This isn't really news, but just a little FYI. So I used to buy my games from. I still buy games from GameStop, more or less. You know, just sometimes, but. I've been doing, from my pre-ordering, I've been moving from going to GameStop or pre-ordering through GameStop to pre-ordering through Amazon Prime. So I did do a couple games on Best Buy, and I'm going to talk about both these. So Best Buy and Amazon offer a basically like a reduced price rewards card, or whatever you want to call it, for their companies for video games. GameStop has been doing this for a very long time, and it's like $15 a year, and you get, you know, extra 10% on your trade-ins, yada, 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 right? But it doesn't work on new items. It only works on used items. So video games, if you go buy the new release of a video game, it's going to be $60, right? Plus tax. So what Best Buy has done, and they've been doing this for a while now, it's like $30 for 2 years, and it's called like the Gamers Club something. Yeah, Gamers Club something. But it gives you, I believe, 20% off all new software titles. So you get 20% off the retail price. And that's for new. And there's no restriction to, like, it could be a day of release. So Amazon started doing that too, but it's only for pre-orders, and you just need to have Prime. So most people these days, like I usually say, have Prime. So you can just, you're already using it. You might as well buy your video games from it and save, $13 every video game. Because if you're like me, we buy a lot of video games here. So we can keep playing them for you guys, and also for us, because we like playing new games. So that becomes expensive. If you can save $10, $15 per game every time you buy one, that adds up. So I've been buying my games off Amazon. So if you didn't know about that, now you know. Because the only reason I actually mentioned it is because I saw the Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom battle. It's like, oh yeah, you can get this for $48 or whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, I already pre-ordered it. But I was like, maybe people need to know about this. Maybe people don't know, because the game, the Best Buy one, you got to pay $30 for. But if you have Prime already, you already have this, so you just got to pre-order it. And then if the price changes, you get like a guarantee where they'll give you the money. So, do it. Do it. But next up, new for GTA 5 Online. This is the weekly update for GTA 5. We have a new vehicle, the Ocelot X Alpha. I should probably say X-Ray. I'll just do that really like Army-like. The Ocelot X-Ray Alpha-21 hyphenated supercar. So that's a new vehicle. $2.375 million from Legendary Motorsport. Make sure you go check it out. It looks pretty dope. Double RP and GTA money rewards on sumo, slasher, and gun running sales missions. You also have a 25% discount on property, HEY APC, anti-aircraft trailer, the Phantom Wedge, which is a special vehicle, I'm told, Hydra, which is a jet, Valkyrie is a helicopter, and then you have gun running clothing and tattoos. So make sure you go check those 25% discounts on those. You also have a free Coil Company t-shirt, completed gun running sale. That's all you got to do. Premium race is going to be Plummet 2, which is with supercars, and then time trial is going to be Tonga Valley. So that is your weekly update for GTA Online for August 15th to the 21st. So basically on the 22nd, you'll be getting the new update. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We're almost done here, folks. Stay with me. But we have a not big article, I guess. Not like a big thing of news. But I want to end it with this because I love Pokemon. Pokemon Sun version. This is an article on IGN.com. Make sure you check it out if you're a Pokemon fanatic like I am. Secrets to making perfect competitive Pokemon. So we were talking about this on Nerds at Night last night for a couple minutes about breeding in Pokemon. If you don't know about that, it's a pretty big thing, especially in the competitive scene, breeding Pokemon that have, the highest possible stats, basically just like trying to like breed the perfect child. But if you didn't know how to do that and you want to do it, in a more moral way than doing it to your own child, there's an article up on IGN.com. You can also just Google, how to make the perfect, Pikachu, whatever. It'll tell you exactly what you need to do. So if you want to get in the competitive scene, there you go. But that has been today's episode of Scooter's Take. I have been your host today, Scooter, a.k.a. Scott, a.k.a. whatever else you want to call me. I really don't care. Just let me know what it is so I can add it to my list of names, because my list of names is pretty small, actually, and I'm kind of just trying to pump it up. But this has been August 16th, 2017's episode of Scooter's Take, our Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 10:30 Eastern Standard Time show on Nerd News. Now, before we end the show, I want to do a couple little things for housekeeping. First thing is, new schedule coming to Real Nerds, Real Talk, starting August 21st. That is next Monday. This is going to be the schedule up until at least December 18th. So it's up on the Twitch panels. If you look on the Twitch panels, it'll have the current schedule, and then if you keep scrolling down, it'll say like new schedule starting August 21st. So go ahead and check that out. We've had to reduce some of the shows when it comes to time and everything. I'm going to be in the fall semester of college taking 6 classes. So I needed, and being the person who usually streams the most here, along with Bobby, I had to make some corrections. So that new schedule is live on the Twitch channel down below. Make sure if you're watching this on YouTube, you go check that out, or just request in the comments. I'll post it on there. But for the most part, it's staying the same. But a quick overview: Scooter's Take is being moved from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and it's only going to be Monday through Thursday. I tried to get it on Friday, but it wasn't going to work out. So Monday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. Then we're moving Game of the Day from Monday, Wednesday, Friday to Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that'll be both days, and Bobby will be here for both those. So Bobby Law is now a permanent fixture on Game of the Day. Also looking to change that name, by the way. Nerds at Night is going to stay where it's at, Wednesday, Friday, mornings at 1 a.m. Scott and Tim's Let's Play, which that name should be changing soon as well, that is staying right where it's at on Fridays from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Saturday's R&RT Day has changed slightly. From 11 a.m. on Saturdays to 12 p.m., so noon, you'll have a standard show every week, which is going to be, we haven't figured out the name for it yet, but we will have one by Sunday, or Saturday, my apologies. It's going to be a classics only stream, so classic video games, retro games. That's going to be Bobby Law's show, and he'll have a guest, either me or Tim or whatever. Then from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., we'll have our video game streams, and they'll be set up in a certain way, but we'll always try to end on a party game. So if you like party games, make sure you come enjoy that. Starting September 10th, though, we will be streaming Destiny 2. It'll be myself and Joe Byer. He won't be here in person, but we'll have his camera set up on the screen so you guys can see his face and hear his voice. But we're going to be playing Destiny 2 on Sundays from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. every Sunday for the month of September. And that's going to be Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you check out that new show. Make sure you check out the schedule to familiar yourself with the new times. Obviously, uploads are going to change in time just a couple hours later, hopefully. We're getting better here at editing and yada, yada, yada. But last thing before we go, make sure you go check out our Teespring apparel sale right now. It's our first apparel sale ever. We're selling t-shirts for unisex, and there's also a couple female cuts if you wanted something that's cut for a female body or whatever. I really don't understand how they work, but there's shirts, there's some hoodies, there's some sweatshirts. All the profits that we get from these sales don't go in our pockets. They go into the business, which is the business of making this studio better and bigger, better products, better software, better video games, better everything. So any help we can get is much appreciated. So if you can support your local nerds over here at R&RT, we greatly appreciate it from everybody here. Stay nerdy, my friends. Don't let the bed bugs bite. And I will see you at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Game of the Day with Bobby Law. I will see you later. And by the way, we're going to be playing Sonic Mania. I don't know if that matters to you, but we're playing Sonic Mania on the Switch. I can't wait to see you there. And peace.